Greetings, gentle viewers.
And howdy, howdy.
Here we are. Yeah, we kind of abruptly stopped, but it's a class trial that's going to happen at least once.
Speaking of abruptly stopping, we're the...
Okay, I mean, should have seen that one coming.
I couldn't have telegraphed it any better.
In that case, I guess we're about to start a debate scrum over when the body was moved. Because all we do in this trial is talk about who it could have been without talking about the crime itself.
Or if Kyoko's a ghost.
We have figured out that Kyoko isn't a ghost, and you had to have figured that out by now. That can't have been a spoiler, Billy.
It's called acting.
We've proven that Ryoma's body was in the piranha tank. And since then, all we've been doing is trying to figure out who did it and when, which is just so out of order. But okay. So, when was the body moved? All I have to shoot, wearing the shoe on my feet and gotta make them accept. Somebody please help.
Shoe them, Shoichi.
Lines. If I can't get them to see the truth now, what are we even talking about? This is the problem with stopping so abruptly. Okay, this is about the lie. The lie was that Shuichi backed up Maki, seeing Ryoma at midnight, where we have no evidence for it. He's doing that because he's believing in the Kaito that believes in Maki. So, if Maki was with Ryoma around midnight, then the body couldn't have been moved before nighttime because the body would have been alive and he could have been like, excuse me. And so it couldn't have been the morning after.
Yeah, the moment morning hit, Angie and Himiko were there.
So indeed it was during nighttime. That's what we're talking about. If I can't get them to see the truth now, my lie would have been for nothing. I won't fail. I wonder if I remember how to do this. Honestly, I don't think that I do. I mean, yes, I know you match the statements, but I mean...
Like controls and stuff.
You could concentrate. Was there anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, team, during nighttime, because that's the only thing... It can't be during the daytime.
Did the culprit move the body just before the morning announcement?
Okay.
Is it not possible you simply missed the culprit?
Missed? Oh, missed.
Remember, the rules state that you can't enter the gym at night.
Kaito!
Rules probably don't apply to corpses, you know.
Sound logic.
The piranha tank is too far from the gym's end.
I've got this!
Oh, yeah.
You might be able to reach
that's
the tank from the window above the stage.
Okay, yeah.
But pool next to gym also off limits.
Maki!
Oh, yeah! Skills! I am good at this!
But should we trust Maki's testimony in the first
Tenko! The
It's okay,
upside-down
because we have
controls!
Shuichi's testimony, too. Did the culprit move the body just before the morning announcement?
So I didn't really do anything because the cursor was on the right thing the whole time.
Yeah, it just timed itself perfectly. Okay, so the first one is announcement.
Did the culprit move the body just before the morning announcement?
Angie!
I was in front of the gym with the others before the announcement.
I mean, that's pretty irrefutable.
Yeah.
Is it not possible?
Missed.
Missed, okay.
Simply missed the culprit.
Himiko!
You were right in front
Hit
of the
up
door.
to go down and down to go up.
You could have missed
Ah,
it.
yes.
Remember, the rules state that you can't
Rules.
enter the gym at night.
Kaito!
Rules probably don't apply to corpses, you know.
The piranha tank is
Turn.
far.
I've got
Well, now
this!
it's all
You
automatically
might be
lined
able to
up.
reach the tank from the
Oh
window
yeah, now
above the
it's
stage.
highlighted.
But pool next to gym all...
Maki!
Entering the pool at night's what's off limits, not the pool area itself. But should we trust Maki's
Tenko!
Yay!
It's okay, because we have Shuichi's testimony, too.
All right, debate scrum handled. B.
Ah, dang.
Why?
Why?
Because we already did that joke. X.
This is our answer.
It's true that you cannot enter the gym at nighttime, but a corpse could.
Well, not by itself, you understand, but...
I am positive that the window was how the culprit moved the body.
Now hold on. What if a zombie animated itself and walked in to the gym?
Are you implying that maybe there's an ultimate zombie somewhere in the Dangan world?
Or an ultimate necromancer or reanimator or something? What if there was one? It doesn't matter. Would that count as off limits or not?
I think we would have to consult Monokuma. Does he consider an animated corpse an actual person or a tool of the person controlling them? Animated.
But what if the person wasn't being controlled, but they were still an animated corpse?
I guess it would depend on if they were actually just a person or just randomly wandering about, because how much could you really blame... why are we talking about this?
I guess it really would all come down to whatever Monokuma's interpretation of the rules was, wouldn't it?
Knock it off!
That window's higher than the piranha tank, and it's pretty close by.
Yeah, we kind of need to talk about this, please.
Curtains might have been closed, but the window was open the whole investigation.
That means it was certainly possible to put the body in the piranha tank from the window.
That curtain thing is still really interesting. Why did they exist in the first place?
It's possible that sunlight from the pool room might be distracting at that angle, so they wanted to prevent that from being a possibility? I don't know.
Alternately, the person who was there to sew the curtains came up with the whole idea based on the situation.
Right. I'm just trying to find another feasible, perfectly normal sounding...
I'm gonna have somebody tell me that sunlight coming in from another room, which does not contain the sun...
Oh, no, hold on. The pool room does have an open skylight over most of the roof. So that is possible. That's why I thought about that.
I mean, I may be looking too much into it, but just why are there curtains over the window at all? And in any case, if your plan involves the window being open and the curtains being closed, if somebody were to have opened the curtains when the window was open, they might have noticed it and the jig would be up.
Yeah.
Only the person responsible for keeping the curtains open or closed would know this. Again,
okay, no, I see what you're saying.
Maybe I'm saying it a bit wrong, but... Right?
That makes sense.
I mean, you were the one who got more suspicious of Kirumi before I did.
Well, yeah, but you know.
And now you're trying to not be suspicious of her.
Oh, you know me. I'm Mr. Non-committal.
What the heck is it with you in this trial? I swear, one night of sleep occurs and all of the previous positions that you held and have argued so strongly have all changed. When I had a night of sleep that made me accuse Maki, I told everybody about it. You just changed without anybody knowing it. Maybe you're like 3 or 4 different people.
No comment.
Well, you are we squared.
Damn, the jig's up.
However, I'm also positive the pane dividing the piranha tank was set up beforehand.
Bless you. Thank you for bringing this up.
That certainly couldn't be tossed in. It would need to be placed carefully.
And there's only one time it could have occurred. Mm-hmm. And based on evidence that we have, Angie's testimony about the crammed piranhas, like that happened in between 9 p.m. and the gym opening up in the morning.
Yeah.
And that means that it had to have happened regardless of any of this junk about nighttime.
Right.
The pane had to have been put in between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. And that's when Kirumi and Kokichi were blocking the entrance hall and would have noticed anybody coming in. So it was either Kirumi doing it before then, because she was in the gym by herself for a long time and knew about the lid to the piranha tank.
Right.
Or Maki, who would have had access to the gym after 9 and wouldn't have been seen.
Correct.
Or if Kaito or Miyu were in there already for some reason. I mean, if Kaito would just tell me where he was, I'd drop that point, because it does seem reasonable that he could have been there.
Yeah.
But if he'd just say something, but he's not saying anything.
And that's what makes him suspicious.
Even if the culprit were to throw the body from outside the window.
Well, no, that didn't happen.
The window is far too high. It cannot be reached from the floor.
It's a good thing you brought this up, so we can disabuse you of this notion.
Ryoma was small. Gonta could have chucked him easy.
Yes, but that didn't happen.
Yes, but Gonta wouldn't do that. Gentlemen not chuck dead bodies.
That wasn't what I meant, but okay.
Being a gentleman has nothing to do with it.
I know! They used the ladder in the gym!
No.
You tested it out while you were investigating, Shuichi. That ladder reached the window, right?
It's true. It would have worked. That's just not what happened.
Right.
So the culprit just needed to put the body through the window to pull it off, right?
Why would you climb a ladder, hold Ryoma's body out through the open window, and then put it into the tank? What does she mean?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's stupid. Because the ladder... Well,
the ladder doesn't reach the window from the side she's talking about.
That's it! The only reason the ladder reached the window was because it was on the stage.
But the stage was built.
She's talking about using the ladder from the other side, on the pool side, to get up high enough to toss the body.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, but...
That's the only thing way that this makes sense.
Why would you assume that would have happened? That doesn't...
Don't know.
This is one of those things that happens in these games where they just hammered the pointless point.
Mm-hmm.
If you use the ladder on the pool side, it would not quite make it.
That's true, yeah.
The ladder could barely reach the window when it was on the stage. And there is nothing on the pool side of the gym as tall as the stage. Finally, the ladder was found in the gym, correct?
When would somebody have carried the ladder out, carried it to the gym, and then carried it back?
Yeah, that's the more important point than the fact that it couldn't reach.
Yeah, they would have had to have moved it to the pool room, and back to the gym, and all this. When?
Exactly.
If the culprit used the ladder on the pool side, we wouldn't have found it in the gym.
And they couldn't have thrown the ladder back through the window because it's too heavy.
Then Gonta used his tard strength to throw the ladder or the body or something.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Great analysis, Miyu. Great analysis.
Gentlemen not throw dead bodies. Or ladders.
I was unaware there was a rule against gentlemen throwing ladders.
Hold on now. What can gentlemen throw?
Well, apparently they can throw manhole covers.
So a gentleman can throw a manhole cover, but not a ladder.
Correct.
Is this written down somewhere?
Oh, I'm sure he's got a book or something.
The body could not have been thrown into the piranha tank to begin with.
As he's already established, you have to move the lid first.
It would need to be placed carefully to prevent the glass pane from shifting.
Yeah.
Got it, Musclehead? Even if we injected tons of steroids into you, it'd be impossible.
He's not the one saying he did it.
What?
Sorry, you're right.
Why are you apologizing?
You kept saying you didn't do it.
You didn't need to apologize, Gonta.
Tsubaki is the only person who actually sees all these weird interactions and comments on them.
Oh, maybe she is the plainest one.
Huh.
How the culprit moved the body from the window.
I guess she sees what's plainly there.
Oh.
You guys don't even know that? What a bunch of dimwits.
Hurry up and tell us so we can blow your opinion to smithereens.
It's probably good that he's the one who's going to bring this up, because it means he probably isn't the one that did it.
Probably, yeah.
That's a good thing. That's relief. I still want to know what he was doing, though.
Well, maybe it was just he was hiding in the girls' bathroom and fell asleep.
Do you have the answer then?
Then why couldn't he have said it more than once?
But of course.
But of course.
Tell him, Shuichi. Blow him all away with the truth.
He doesn't have an answer.
I have no idea, but I bet Shuichi does.
I actually don't know that yet.
funny.
How have you not noticed?
What?
The culprit definitely moved the body through the window, but I don't know how.
Oh, I'm sure he has an idea, but he doesn't want to make a claim until they've gone through all the relevant information, you know?
I would buy that if it wouldn't have taken them so long to get to this point.
Seriously?
Serves you right. You just made a fool out of yourself after acting all high and mighty. Dudes just need to shut up and take their licks.
Knock it off, bitchlet.
What are we gonna do, Shuichi? We gotta figure this out or we're done for. Hey, you gotta do something, Shuichi!
I know. I have to do something, but...
Kirumi, make sure to bring me dinner later, okay? Kirumi, come up with an idea for an invention for me. Kirumi, can you clean my room? Kirumi, can you do my laundry? Kirumi, can you make me some food? Shuichi, will you hurry up and solve the case? Shuichi, do everything. Shuichi, do this. It's all on you, Shuichi. You can do it, Shuichi. I believe in you, Shuichi. You're the smartest, Shuichi. Ah, pressure. Of course, it doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to handle the pressure and solve it.
Right.
But every so often, it just makes you snap. Or crumble, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is possibly what happened with Kirumi, which is why I brought that up for her, too. I'd been worried this whole time that it's not good for her. And, well, maybe. I don't know what to do. Unlike BSG, or at least 50% of the players of this game, I haven't looked through all the truth bullets and tried to figure out what they all meant, so I haven't figured that out yet. Damn it. Am I really not good enough? Am I no good as a detective? I can't do this. I can't.
I don't think it really matters how the body got into the piranha tank.
I disagree.
Why would you say that? What?
Gonta thinks it matter. We won't know culprit's trick unless we figure out.
We're getting sidetracked. It doesn't matter how it was done, just who did it.
Yes, but figuring out how it was done will lead to who could have done it.
Every single time. For instance, if everybody here were to tell us what they honestly believe is behind the door, like they can't be lying, what's behind the sealed door in Myoma's lab?
Right. Yeah.
Well, only the people that knew it was a shower would be under consideration. Of course, there's nothing stopping someone from just lying.
We shouldn't focus on where we found the body. Instead, we need to focus on where he was killed.
Well, that's kind of related to figuring out how the body was moved.
That's more than kind of. She's actually making our point for us. It seems to me this wasn't where she was going, but it was where she was going. So yes, we do need to figure that out.
Where he was killed?
Then we'll figure out, obviously, how they got the body there.
Yeah, everything else will just fall into place.
This is literally the point we were making. Good fake out?
Wouldn't it be more efficient if we focused on the murder scene instead?
Yes, that's it.
Whoever would have realized? Who could have come up with such an idea?
We were so caught up in where the body was found, when we should have been thinking about where the murder occurred.
The murder scene would definitely have more clues about the culprit. Why didn't anyone realize this yet? That's strange.
Yeah, because you clearly had already thought of this and just actively weren't trying to help.
Yeah, Kokichi took charge of the trial and moved it away from this.
Yeah.
Perhaps the culprit steered the conversation away from that topic.
Whoa! Why are you sweating, Korikio?
Then, culprit is someone in this room.
Yes! That was the premise upon which we started this trial!
And every other trial, too! Oh, I guess the culprit doesn't have to be somebody in the room. If it was a suicide...
Okay, fair enough.
That's the one time when the culprit would not be in the trial.
Well, I don't think Ryoma killed himself and then threw himself into a tank of piranhas.
Now, if Ryoma drowned himself while wearing handcuffs and then animated himself as a zombie, then he could have just walked into the gym.
No.
Okay, would you believe me if I said that I had a dream about a zombie Ryoma? No zombie Ryoma dream?
No zombie Ryoma dream.
I did have the dream where Maki shot and killed my cat.
I believe you. The detail you went into could not have been made up.
That's important to remember. It's not as if everyone here wants us to find the truth.
Or they just admit it.
Yeah, or they just admit it. Except for what Kaede did.
Oh, right. That's a different thing.
That was a very specific deal, and I believe her when she said that she would have admitted it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kaede was ultimately the one who had to finger Kaede.
That is correct.
So, she clearly was going to admit it. One of us stares at Kokichi, is trying to sabotage this trial. It's not Kokichi.
Oh no, Kokichi wasn't the one that did it.
He couldn't have.
Yeah, we already established that.
Well then, let's discuss the crime scene to figure out who the culprit is.
What is the crime scene, everyone? Anyone?
Does nobody know?
That's not a bad idea for a robot.
Hey!
The last time I heard such a good idea was when Nino told me to move in with her under the bridge to get out of the cold.
What?
That's terrible! You weren't an orphan, though!
And she is a bad influence!
It's like she just absorbs the mannerisms of people with stronger personalities around her. So now she's decided to start dumping on Kibo just because of Kokichi.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Himikawa under the bridge?
I see. Hey, forgive me. I have not too much knowledge of Japanese literature. If we can determine where all this started, we can determine how it ended. Yes, it's much too soon to quit. The trial has only just begun, even though we're past the intermission, and this is the 4th BSG episode.
Thank you, Maki. That was a helpful insight.
I can't believe you didn't notice that. I guess that's why you're still an apprentice.
Yeah, I wonder why. Why it never occurred to him.
He still hasn't overcome his fear of the truth.
He maybe really was crumbling under the pressure. Also, when Maki was like, if you really need a child caregiver to solve a murder for you, you're really in trouble. Well, I mean, what was that then?
Yeah, exactly.
No, just going right to it, huh?
Okay, what are we discussing? I mean, I would imagine black piece of fabric?
Let's establish the crime scene.
Wasn't it the dorm room?
No.
Ryoma was relaxing in his room when he got attacked.
No.
But the cause of death was drowning.
Correct.
There's nothing in his room that could collect enough water.
He's got a toilet, doesn't he?
True.
Drowned in toilets? Impossible.
We should consider places where water is stored.
Yeah?
The only place that fits is the pool.
Well, that's true. Oh no, that's not right.
Even if you use magic, there's no other way.
Well, it must be the pool then.
Even if you use magic?
Now that little turd drowned in the toilet.
We know why
Shut
she's
your mouth,
obsessed
you
with...
noisy Sal.
Sal!
Agree!
Okay, so we need pool rules at the pool, because he couldn't have been drowned during nighttime or violation of rules.
What? Okay, that makes sense. Was there a...
Yes, someone said he was drowned in the pool. I think it was Miyu.
Okay, yeah, okay. Very good. That's what it is.
In fact, he's even pointing it out right here.
First, let's
Yeah, I was
establish
listening to
the
what they
crime
were
scene.
saying instead of...
Wasn't it the dorm room?
That's why there's two of us.
It's really convenient.
Ryoma was relaxed.
Impossible.
Impossible!
We should consider places where water is stored.
The only place that...
Oh, here. Booyah!
That's wrong!
V counter!
The pool could not have been the scene of the murder. Ryoma was killed at nighttime. No swimming is allowed at nighttime, so a living person could not have gone in.
I still don't know if I buy that it happened at nighttime, but...
Well, one step at a time.
Well, it had to have been set up before nighttime, but it could have happened at nighttime.
Yeah.
Yep, I
A dead body is fine because it's just an object. But if a living person entered the pool...
What about a zombie?
See, that's the thing. We need a ruling. Does a zombie count as an object or not?
I think I might cry.
Cry as loud as you want. I'll cry with you. We can spend the night together crying.
Will you guys stop flirting with each other?
It's very creepy.
In the morning after, I'll write goodbye on your mirror in lipstick before I quietly leave.
Only after you leave do I realize how much you really mean to me.
This is normally where I'd ad-lib something about being irritated at this highly inappropriate scene, but I did it first, so...
Quit being so gloomy! This is the year of the Jets! Fuck the Patriots!
Bizarrely, as of the time that we're recording this, the Jets have won 2 games in a row, which I don't think has happened in years.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
Anyway, we can conclude it's impossible for him to have drowned in the pool.
Where was Ryoma killed if not pool?
Sorry.
Is there other place where water can be stored?
What did he say in the original script? Surely he didn't throw something out about American football. I don't even care about football, but I know that. No, I actually really like keeping up with the New York Jets and the Detroit Lions because they're terrible. For instance, I've heard from a Lions fan once that the Detroit Lions exist as an institution only to clarify obscure NFL rules.
What?
Because the weirdest things just keep happening to them. If you look at them overall, at least according to this fan.
That's so weird.
Anyway, I really like how Korekiyo is such a voice of reason, as usual.
He's so unflappable.
Where was Ryoma killed? If I only would have put any thought into this before, I know there's some kind of clue.
I think...
There it is.
This is it! The sink in Ryoma's lab. There were distinct scratch marks on it.
Scratch marks on the sink?
Don't sound so... words.
Don't sound so words, Maki. We're on to your words, Maki. Maki, words skeptical.
What? Why do I not know words anymore? Maybe I'm the one who's becoming a zombie.
And I believe those scratches were caused by...
handcuffs!
This is it!
See, you already knew this.
The handcuffs. They were scratched as well, correct?
It seemed like he knew it when he was examining them when we got the truth bullets.
Yeah!
Well, yeah. Sort of looked like they'd been scraped against something.
Furthermore, there are 2 windowsills with similar scratches upon them.
So for Shuichi to just suddenly forget this...
And like I said, he was crumbling under the pressure and his fear of the truth.
There's also the fact that the handcuffs were from Ryoma's lab.
That part's kind of important, guys. Way more important than anybody else thinks.
The marks on the sink came from the handcuffs in the same room.
I'm frankly terrified. If we were ever trapped in a killing game, we'd be, eliminated as soon as possible by the killer. After the first trial, they'd be like, oh crap, I gotta get rid of these guys.
Yeah, I would not last long. I would be killed, I'm sure.
The size and shape of the scratches are consistent with the handcuffs, I'm sure.
How did those handcuffs get from the lab to the water tank?
Because Ryoma was wearing them, right?
Yes, though they were only visible for a brief moment when Ryoma appeared in the tank.
They didn't just appear randomly.
Yeah.
I am certain he was wearing the handcuffs at the time.
The handcuffs were left after the piranhas devoured Ryoma.
So the culprit handcuffed Ryoma and drowned him in his lab sink.
I'm glad we didn't have to go through a non-stop debate for this. It's very cut and dry, or cut and wet, as the case may be.
What I want to know is, how did Ryoma have handcuffs on him?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think someone would have grabbed the handcuffs and been like, hey, Ryoma, try these on, and he'd been like, okay, I trust you.
And if somebody were to handcuff one of his arms, what do they think?
Yeah.
Why is he just going to sit there and let them?
Uh-huh.
I mean, even when I was thinking that it could have been Kaito in the shower room after a tennis match, I still had no idea how Ryoma had the handcuffs. Maybe Ryoma put the handcuffs on as a type of prisoner cosplaying. Look how he always talks.
I mean, that's fair. I see. When Kaito challenged him to tennis, he put on the handcuffs as a handicap.
No, not like that. Do you not?
No, I know what you mean. I was just jumping a different way to make a joke.
Ryoma must have been pretty yummy. They chomped up his entire body. Arms, legs, brain.
Shut up. My God. We're going to get really mad later instead of joking about zombies, and this is making us get mad now.
Stop saying disgusting things. I don't want to hear it.
That crunchy texture with the fatty parts just right. Then when they bite down, it gushes.
Stop! Please stop!
Yeah, not cool, man.
But how did Culprit handcuff Ryoma?
Yes!
He could have used Shikuchi method to get away, unless someone ambushed him?
Well, even if they ambushed him, they have to get both hands in there.
Yeah.
It's possible they knocked him out before handcuffing him.
Like, that's what I thought, judging by the crack on the skull, but we don't know how serious to take that.
I thought the same thing, but the Monokuma file says there were no other injuries. If he would have taken a hit to the head, that would have been noted.
Yeah, that's also another reason.
Though there's no way we can be sure, now that he's not but bones.
I doubt he was ambushed. I'm pretty sure the culprit got Ryoma by...
Yeah?
Whoops. Don't pay attention to little ol' me. I'm just talking to myself.
Uh-huh.
I hate you.
When you talk to yourself, pretend you're eating and chew with your mouth closed.
That's interesting advice. What she's doing is very politely saying, shut up.
I know, and I love it.
Otherwise, you'll get a mouthful of peanut butter squid. It's so disgusting you'll laugh.
Now I don't know what the heck this is talking about.
None of those words in sequence made any sense.
So we all agree Ryoma was drowned in the sink in his lab, right? That sink could have held enough water to do it for sure.
All right, I'm calling it. The crime scene is Ryoma's fucking research lab.
I'm glad that we have your approval on this.
But how did the culprit carry his body to the gym from there?
Ah, excellent! The other important thing.
Isn't Ryoma's lab on the 3rd floor of the academy?
Not under construction.
It's actually not far at all. Although, perhaps it's more accurate to say there's a shortcut.
Why didn't he think about this?
Right?
He clearly already knew this stuff.
Was there a shortcut?
What shortcut between Ryuma's lab and the gym did the culprit use?
The Shrine of Judgment. Right there! It's right there!
There! The shortcut is the window in Ryoma's lab.
It's the toilet.
The window?
That's right. None of the windows in this school open.
It's like we spent all the mini games and non-stop debates blathering about the piranha tank.
But for this, we're just easily connecting all the threads together.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I thought we'd have to be arguing this stuff.
Except the one in Ryoma's lab. And on top of that, the window faced the pool. You could see the gym straight across.
Do you think the culprit dropped Ryoma's body into the pool area from the lab window?
dropped is the wrong verb.
Then they could have thrown the body into the piranha tank through the gym window. How's that? Mission complete!
You're almost right.
Your explanation contradicts some things we discussed earlier.
Yes.
The gym window
Oh,
was too high
I thought-
to reach from the poolside, even if one used the ladder.
I thought she was talking about Tenko.
That's right! I apologize! I must go on a journey to reflect on this!
No!
We keep hitting dead ends, since we don't know how the body was thrown into the gym.
The body wasn't thrown into the gym.
Well, that didn't really give us any info about the crime.
Huh.
Yeah?
Huh. You don't suppose that she's kind of like the Kyoko, do you?
Maybe.
Like, very silent early on and then gradually becomes one of the protagonists?
Maybe.
Not necessarily. We learned a lot of important information. For instance, there's a 50-foot-long sparking cable that was in the lab, and the 62-foot-long rope that was next to the puddle of water by the staircase in the water tank. Now that I'm sure the scene of the crime was Ryoma's lab, the case is becoming clearer. To determine how the body got from the crime scene to where it was found, I have to figure out how to get from the 3rd floor window to the gym. Alright then. I have to analyze the possible methods and find the most likely 5-letter word or some such that will describe it. Yeah, I'm a save. Gotta make sure we don't miss that hidden Monokuma after all. Oh, this is a psych taxi. Psyche taxi? Other car. Letter cube. Looking at that Wheel of Fortune up there, that's actually kind of difficult because there's not really an accurate spacing between words.
Yeah. How was it moved through the classroom?
No, from the... But it can't be classroom.
Yeah.
But it's from the... No, we don't have enough for moved. Anyway. Gather the letter cubes to form the question. Okay. And then once the question is complete, you head towards the other car? Oh, I see. And if it's the right answer, they'll get in your car?
Hey, baby, would you happen to be like 50-foot cable?
Well, let's see how this goes.
Shuichi's too young to have a license.
I never did like racing games.
I've always been oddly good at them. Ah, I see. So the letter will fill in parts.
Oh, I missed.
I hope one of those isn't the Monokuma.
Oh God, we'll just have to... Billy, your job is to just find the dang Monokuma.
You gotcha.
I mean, I can't really look at anything. And there's no braking.
The body was brought from where? Is what I assume the question will end up being.
Okay, so they're all gonna be an A.
Yeah.
I see, okay.
So we need to find the escort that says Ryoma's lab.
Thinking time! Oh, yeah. I'm reminded of the,
lab window, left side.
Of the end of the Revolutionary Girl Utena. Movie! That was the best! I love this game!
A car will rust without its keys!
Next question!
Question. This is amazing. I like the billboards with scenes from the chapter.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's Angie about to give the announcement, like...
Oh, no, I missed one! I'm terrified because if I miss one, that could be the Kuma. I mean, I
haven't noticed.
Yeah, I see that they're not, but it's like... That's not how I, can't tell from a distance. Right? There's no brake, right? Yeah, there's no brake. It's just accelerate or not. The body was brought to the gym from where?
Oh. Thinking time!
And I love the arcadeness. This cannot be entertaining to watch.
I don't care. Gym window.
Come on, baby! Let's go on a ride! Good! Man, I wish that if I hit people with my car that they'd hop in and be my escort. Next question! That looks funny. Oh, it's just a regular one.
It's to make them look like the cars, which are pink. So that you can't tell quite so easily from a distance.
Ouch! I just know there's gonna be a freaking thing hidden here.
Well, I'm keeping an eye out for them.
I mean, what's to stop you from just going slow?
Well, nothing, I guess.
This does not make me feel good.
I still haven't seen a Monokuma.
The thing is, if we find it, if there is a Monokuma and we miss it, we're just gonna have to like reload and do the whole thing over.
Yeah. The Monokuma to the right! There!
Okay, so that, in other words, is always gonna be the most important thing. Run over Monokuma with car, got it.
I can get behind that.
Thinking time! This reminds me of being in like really crummy arcades as a kid.
Yeah. I've always been weirdly good at racing games, but I hate them.
Huh, I wonder why that is.
My reflexes, I suppose?
Probably so. Via the pool!
From window to window! No, baby, I didn't mean it. Alright.
I guess we did probably bad because we went so slow, but... It connects!
Yo, Shuichi, what the hell was that?
I don't know, man.
I've got it! Ryoma's body was moved directly from his lab to the gym.
Okay, that was cute, like, once. Otherwise, I'd rather have the thing from 2.
Oh, the surfing thing?
Yeah, especially having to find a hidden Monokuma. It's actually too stressful. Mm-hmm. It prevents it from being amusing or entertaining, and you're just stressing out so you don't miss the collectible. Like, really, why are they in mini games in the trial?
I don't understand either.
That's not cool.
Directly? Don't tell me they threw the body from window to window.
They didn't throw a thing!
I mean, we're talking about a body. It's not like tossing a baseball, you know.
Gota can do it.
Gentlemen can't throw baseballs.
No, I don't believe he was thrown.
Yeah, you idiots! That's
but
ridiculous!
Another way.
What do you mean another way? There's no other way to move it.
The culprit must have used some kind of equipment.
Kyoko? Are you a ghost?
Huh? Equipment?
Doesn't she seem like she's becoming Kyoko?
I agree. I didn't deny it.
With this equipment, they can connect the 2 windows and move the body to the gym.
Equipment to connect the windows. Why, perhaps something like that was found near the body. And on either side of both windows.
The rope.
The puddle.
There! The rope found behind the gym stage could have been used to connect the windows.
Durr!
Oh, there was a mysterious mystery about that rope that only Atua can reveal.
If you say this, you're always right and never wrong. You're never saying anything of value.
What mysterious mystery? During last night's preparations for the show, that rope was in the wing of the stage.
Huh. It was?
But the next morning, the rope had been moved backstage for some reason.
Huh.
I guess that is something strange, but not necessarily something worth noting.
Yeah, you wouldn't, until you find out that the rope is important.
Yeah.
You wouldn't normally need to bring it up. So, did somebody just carry it away? I never would have thought that the rope would have started out in the gym.
Yeah, me either.
Still, that's one of the reasons that someone would need gym access before nighttime, in that 9 to 10 p.m. period.
It's a mysterious mystery. Only Atua knows the answer.
So, during nighttime, someone used the rope, then threw it into the gym window?
Why are you people concerned about throwing?
Getting a little too obsessed with throwing things, are we?
So they did use the rope. That's how they bridged the distance between both windows.
Is the rope long enough to reach both windows?
No.
The rope is roughly 65 feet in length. As for the distance between the windows,
According to the sign of the pool, the width of the pool is roughly 35 feet. And the distance from the edges of the pool to the windows is an additional 16 feet.
That really was, but it looked way bigger than 8 feet each.
Yeah.
Altogether, the sum total length from one window to the other is roughly 50 feet.
Well, in that case, it's perfect.
Exactly.
But what about the cable, then?
Yeah.
You have to have two things, or otherwise you're just throwing a Ryoma with a rope tied to him, I guess.
Yeah, like to kind of shimmy him.
Yeah, like a pulley, because otherwise, well, like I said, I have no idea about the mechanism.
And pool is only thing between research lab and gym windows.
And we have literally never thought about how you would construct a pool, just saw the two things, the rope and the cable, and assumed it'd be right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a pulley.
You bet it's long enough. That's what she said.
Red! It's not a pulley at all. It's at a lower height elevation.
Oh, it's a zip line sort of deal then.
Yeah, it's a zip line.
Okay.
Wait, who said that?
Don't engage.
Even if the rope was long enough, wouldn't it be pretty hard to tie them to the windows?
Both windows were too high to reach. It would be like tying a rope from one cliff to another.
Not only that, but even if somebody were to climb from the window into the pool room, oh no, never mind. That would be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what happened, but
If the windows were closer together, then they could toss the rope across. But they're not.
No, Gonta think it would work. Just need one more rope.
Uh-huh.
Another rope. There was only one, though.
Well, on that end of the window.
Oh, then it impossible. Sorry.
I like how impossible is a thing now. Just like toilets.
Red.
No, I'm sure there was another rope. Or at least something that could be used as rope. La 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 la.
This is it! The tennis net cable from Ryoma's lab could serve as a rope.
How long is it?
50 feet.
About 50 feet or so. But how do they use it?
Okay, so
Thanks, Gonta.
first, culprit hang rope outside of one window. Then, culprit move to other side.
Hang cable outside of window. Tie them together while in pool.
Okay, so if you're gonna do it like this, you most definitely had to have gym access, and it was entirely premeditated and not
something they thought of after they killed Ryoma.
Or saw that he was wearing handcuffs. So it's completely impossible that it was Kaito, because that could only happen if it was passion.
Yeah.
Man, thank goodness! Well, since Maki appears to be becoming Kyoko, that would knock her out of the running.
Maybe
she just fired the last of the malice Maki that she happened to have at my cat in my dream, and now has been purified, having released all the evil information. I only believe in very concrete things that can be proven. Doesn't this look more and more like Kirumi?
It does.
Because the person in charge of the curtain is also using the window for this, and has lots of little skills like this.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is definitely within her wheelhouse.
And it wouldn't be weird to see Kirumi going into other people's rooms because she brings them food.
And clean.
Ryoma had even asked for cleaning.
Yeah.
So I guess she really did snap, huh? Is this literally the reason that she picked Ryoma?
I don't know.
Just the fact that she could have done the very thing that's going on right now?
She would have had to have expected him to be in or near his research lab at the right time, though. Which I suppose isn't impossible.
Well, everybody keeps checking with her and telling her where to bring their food.
That's true.
And tie cable to other window. Then, after tying to each window, culprit tie rope and cable together. That how culprit make one rope that reach both windows.
Good job.
You just have to be wandering around a lot. Then at nighttime, it would make more sense to be able to get away with that.
Wow, that's amazing, Gonta. You're so knowledgeable.
Man, I can't believe that my prophetic dream was wrong.
It's okay, Damon. I'm sure that's normal.
It's nothing. Gonta use ropes a lot when looking for bugs.
Why? For what purpose?
Are you looking for giant bugs?
Even if they did connect the windows with a rope, they can't carry a body on just that.
The inner tube.
Eureka! I got it!
No.
Thomas Edison once said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
So why are you quoting him?
No, I almost said something. I decided to stop.
But in my case, it's 100% inspiration.
Oh, there's plenty of perspiration too, lady.
We get it. Just tell us already.
They handcuffed the body to the rope and slid it from one window to the other, like Tarzan.
I mean, isn't that kind of it? I mean, no, I know they used an inner tube, but that's what slid from one to the other.
She's kind of right, you know.
The body would reach the gym window, but it wouldn't land in the piranha tank.
Yeah, actually, if you did that, the body would just smack on the... It'd be kind of amusing, anyway. But how would ferrying it over via an inner tube be any different? See, this is the part that we never thought of, working out the mechanics of this.
Yeah.
Stop making such dumbass comments and keep your smelly breath in your dirty mouth.
Oh, smelly, dirty.
Moving on.
Tarzan? But they also had to put the body in the piranha tank after they moved it, huh?
That is not feasible with just one rope.
Maybe the rope wasn't the only equipment the culprit used.
Not just the rope, huh? Thinking about it, what about that fabric that we found?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I understand we're moving towards the inner tube, but what about this fabric, now that we've thought about it?
Yeah. It kind of looks like it could have come from her dress.
From her dress.
Well, anyway, it would have been pretty difficult to get that body in the piranha tank.
We also didn't really consider that it would have been hard to do. We were just like, we found it, ropes, good enough, and never thought about the specifics.
Yeah, if they put Ryoma's body in the inner tube, and they stood on the inner tube and the rope themselves and slid the whole thing down, then they could also move across and be at the right elevation to take Ryoma out of the inner tube, put him in the piranha tank, and then something must have happened shimmying back that the rope fell, or that the inner tube fell in the pool.
Okay,
you kind of get what I'm saying?
That makes perfect sense. That's the only thing that would make sense. It's the only way that it would work. All of that is in line with the rules.
And if they were hanging on to the rope themselves, it's possible that part of their clothing could get caught while they're kind of Tarzaning down the rope, you know?
Gloves.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just throw it. The trick was a super crucial part of the culprit's plan. The culprit must have carefully placed the body into the tank with their own hands.
What you said is the only way to make this work.
But is there really a way to do that?
Oh, don't you even.
Kokichi, are you hinting at something?
Well, he already messed everything up early on, so now it's time for him to be useful.
Huh? Hint? What hint? Don't confuse me with your talk of hinting hints.
You're confusing me! You were definitely on to something. It's true that the culprit needed to place the body directly into the piranha tank. With the mechanisms of the rope being what they are, there's no other way to do it.
Right.
If the body were to fall, the culprit would not have been able to retrieve it. They would have only had one shot at it. No second chances. So obviously the culprit would have wanted to put the body in the tank carefully. Meaning they would have wanted to get as close to the window as possible. The problem is, how did they get near it? All we know right now is that there was a rope that connected the windows. Somehow, the culprit used that to move the body and were close to the window themselves. Something that we hadn't thought about was the scratches, but I guess the scratches really did come from the rope.
Yeah.
Which is the first thing that I thought, but then we saw the handcuffs and assumed the scratches always came from that. To make that work, they had to have used something else. But what would that be? What could they have done?
All right, Shuichi. The stage is finally set.
What?
Listen up. Do a good job here, and I'll be able to put an end to this trial.
By taking credit for your hard work.
It all starts with you.
No pressure.
You be the opening act, and I'll be the main event.
How are you going to do that?
By agreeing with everything you say. As if I had thought of it myself.
And then together, we're gonna save everyone.
Together?
You got this. After all, you are my sidekick. I believe in you, so I'm gonna leave the rest to you.
Yeah, this is right out of Gurren Lagann, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do this. I will solve this mystery and show everyone the truth in the next episode, because I'm a jerk!